Hello and welcome. My name is Ajaxpost, and today you are going to be witness to the start of a brand new Transport Fever 2 series on the channel. Yeah, we haven't finished the old one just yet. I think we're coming towards the close of that, but I think I've got some space in my schedule now, and I want to do something a little bit different with the game, which will amuse me and hopefully entertain you. We have just had the spring 2022 updates, which adds a slew of new sort of economic factors and features and options to the game, and I think I want to start playing with them, but in a style reminiscent of a series I did in Transport Fever 1. So if you've been with me for 2.5, 3 years, or it seems so long ago now, I ran a series called The One Hub, and I want to see if I can recreate something like that in Transport Fever 2. If you're not familiar with that old series, don't worry about it. I'm going to be explaining everything as we go through. So why don't we just sort of crack on and get into it and see what we're going to make in this new series of Transport Fever 2. It's going to be a free game, and I have actually created my own map. Not in the sense that some of the more expert detailers and map artists create maps in Transport Fever 2. I have used the automatic map generation tool. I've given it a specific seed to create the sort of world I want to play in, and then chosen the number of towns and industries to fit within that, to give me something of a challenge. I don't want to create it perfectly for the game I want to play. I want to challenge myself, which is going to be one of the key aspects of this game, utilising the new economic factors I mentioned just a moment ago that have come into the game with the spring 2022 update. So let's have a look at that map, but before we get into it, of course, I do have to take you through the basic settings and all the mods and stuff that I'll be using for this map. Now, the basic settings here, this is all the economic features that I mentioned a moment ago that come out with the spring 22 update. Now, I will be using these more explicitly, but what I want to do is get a basic game world set up without having to worry too much about all these, and you'll see I'm making other little cheaty things as well to get the game set up. But after that first stage has been done, then I'm going to let the game loose, as it were, and challenge me to see if I can actually meet my objectives. So initially, we're going to just keep 2 cargo types. I'm not going to have any industries closing, and I'm not going to set it to add new industries at all to meet the desired density target. I will be setting these, but not right now. I want to just get a little base of operations set up first before we go into actually running the network. And the mods, I have actually set up a little playlist of mods here, which is also listed in my collection on Steam, a link to which will be in the description below. Oh, and the map itself, I will link to the, as it were, the naked, the virgin map with all the towns and industries set up on it, so you can see if you want to play along or do something different with it, in case it appeals to you. Anyway, I have got this mod playlist, so we'll stick that on the map. And I put in most of my favourite sort of functional mods. The Quiet Cache one, which I recently discovered, which turns off the cash register sound as you make or lose money. The more vehicle line colours, don't necessarily need that so much these days, but I like having a broader choice to start with. The auto parallel tracks, the auto signalling, and one of my favourite mods of all, By the Plot, which you'll see me using in this very first episode. I've also added in a number of Asian themed, because this is going to be a tropical Asian themed map, a couple of initial Asian themed mods that I can find. There don't seem to be a great many, but I'll try and find more, and if you can recommend more for me to use, then please do so in the comments below this video. So I've got some of those set up. I'm also enabling the sandbox mode so that as and when I feel the need, if my money allows, I will be able to add industries and perhaps even new towns to the map as we go through playing it. I'm also, despite the fact that I said just a moment ago that I want to use the economic features of the game and for the game to challenge me, for this very first episode alone, I will be using the no costs mod because I want to set up a central hub of operations, which may involve a fair amount of demolition and building, which I don't want to impact too much on the ongoing profitability of my lines. So we're going to set it for no cost to start with. Bit of a cheat, I know, but it's just for this one operation, just to set myself up in the game. So we're going to do that for this episode. And my advanced settings, as I said, we're going to be a tropical climate and environment, and I'm going to be using Asian vehicles and Asian town names. I have actually edited the town names myself, which are mostly east of Europe, basically. So they're Asiatic towns and city names generally. So the difficulty, though, as I said, I want to test myself, so I'm actually going to go and try and play this on hard. If it does become too hard, either the series will finish a little prematurely, but rationally and sensibly because I've failed to meet my objectives, or I might decide, oh, it's a touch and go thing, and I might come back and adjust these. But I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try and play the game as a game and not just as a sandbox to play in. So that's what we're doing. We're going to set that up. So let's have a look at our map. So here we are. This is the world we have created. Well, the game created for me. And I just love this tropical landscape. The beautiful blue waters, the sandy beaches, the verdant forests and so on. It's glorious to look at. I just like this. I wanted to play in a tropical environment for a couple of reasons. One of which was we didn't have this back in the day in Transport Fever 1, so this is new to Transport Fever 2, and I've not played in it before. And also I wanted an environment with lots of water. I wanted at least sort of one island separated from the mainland, as it were. In fact, in this map we've got two. We've got an island here, we've got an island at the north. Oh, another smaller one there. Yeah, that's an island. So we have got parts of the map that we will not be able to reach without either large and long railway routes and bridges, or by using seafaring craft, which I'd like to do more of in this game. It's a fairly flat map, as you can see, although there are one or two quite dramatic hills, mountains across the landscape, which may or may not prove to be a bit of a problem for me to get my vehicles around. So let's start turning things on. So let's turn on all the HUD features. I'll take off the minus numbers. I don't like seeing minus numbers on my vehicles. As I said, we've got a choice of towns. There's 20 towns in all across the map. As I said, there are some places like these islands and odd corners of the mainland which don't have towns in them. So it may occur to me that we might want to start a new settlement somewhere. We could do that. I think I'm not averse to doing that. We'll see how the map plays out. So we have 20 towns and also 50 industries. Again, both were randomly selected and placed by the map generator itself. The one town I did actually manually place was the hub city that we've got here, Ajaxpost, because I wanted somewhere roughly central on the map for us to create our hub. As I said, if you want to play this map yourself, I'll put it up on the Steam Workshop, and there'll be a link to that in the description below. So we've got no cost turned on, so I have an infinite amount of money to spend. You'll see it showing numbers as I build and get refunds, as I'm sure I will. But at the end of the day, it won't cost me anything for this part of the map series. Ajaxpost is going to be my hub city, so I'm going to want to put in a big station here. By what I mean by a hub is that all the towns will connect to Ajaxpost. They may take 2 or 3 maybe vehicles and routes to get here, like for example Hong Kong up here and Port Moresby. That's going to take a ship and a train route to get to Ajaxpost. But what I'm not going to allow them to do is to connect between towns, except in sort of straight line routes. So Chengdu here will not connect to Kyiv. if anyone in Chengdu wants to get to Kyiv, they will have to come down to Ajaxima first and then head off to Kyiv. And that was the conceit, if you will, behind the One Hub series I played in Transport Fever 1. I may do the same for cargo. We will see. I may try and create one or two sort of major freight hubs from which everything will be distributed. We'll see how that pans out. As I'll explain before, when we get into the cargo and freight, it's going to be a bit awkward on this map, I think. So let's get into actually creating our first station. Now, playing on hard mode as I will, we are going to want to minimize costs, ongoing costs, as much as we can. So I'm going to place down a fairly small station to start with. There we go, 160. We'll put 2 tracks in. Now, actually, which is my... Right, okay, so the residential area is over here, and the industry and commerce is over this side of the town. So what we're going to do, we're going to place our main hub central, Ajaxima Central Station in here. That will do nicely. And I want to make sure I've got room for this to expand. So apart from initially renaming it to call it Ajaxima Central, I'm also going to configure it to make sure that I have room to expand without having to demolish too much of the town in the nearish future. So passenger platforms, we'll put one there, one there. We might put one there and there. That's good. Perhaps another one there. So it's 160 plus 40. That's 100. That's 200, isn't it? So that should be quite long enough for the longest trains we'll probably ever need. But let's see what we need to do. What I want to ensure is that my citizens here in Ajaxima can actually get across the station by road as well. So I connect both sides of the town is what I'm thinking. So I put a platform in there, so a couple more tracks. So let's see how wide this can get. Tracks. Actually, a passenger platform is the same width as a track, isn't it? I think the cargo is 2 widths, if I remember correctly. But I'll place these down in the order I'm going to be using them anyway, or in the order they will be placed, just to see how wide. Oh, that's as wide as we can go. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That's an odd... No, that's okay, actually, because that track will attach to that platform. That should be all right. What we're going to do is I'm going to extend these out here. So that's... I'll put you there and there. I think that will do. Now, why have I actually done that? That's because I want to build a bridge. I want to build a bridge that will go across the station. And I don't think you will work to there. I don't think it'll come down quite that quickly. So I'm going to actually make sure as I said, the 2 sides of the town are connected by road and not just by this station sat in the middle of them. We've got a nice fast road for the time of year, and we're starting in 1900. I haven't mentioned that, have I? We're going to start in 1900. I think that should be high enough. Is that high enough? It is. Right, good. So I can get across all those tracks with this nice bridge. Okay, some of the pillars look a little bit close, but that's okay, I think. Okay, can I draw this back? Aha! Good. That will work for me. Actually, can I start it closer? If I do something like that... Oh, that looks perfect. And I'm certain... Does that look like it's on a slope to you? It does to me. So, that should be high enough for the trains to get under without too much hassle. I don't know about catenaries, as and when we eventually go electric. We may get electric on here. I've not used electric much in my previous series, the Bristol series, but it might happen in this one. So can I get you down to ground? Are you on ground level? Not particularly. Let's get you down to ground. Don't want it too steep or too long. That looks reasonable, actually. So if I put you in there, and we'll use some standard road to connect up to there. I'm going to demolish a building. 2 buildings? No. Let's do it like so. And you then should be able to connect like that, like a dream. Actually, can I get that road? No, actually, you do look a bit close, don't you? To connect to. Well, it doesn't complain, but that's steeper than I think is feasible. So we're not going to do that. What we might do, actually... no. I was thinking of having the bridge run across that road, but no, that'll leave too much up in the air. I don't want to do that. So we'll build our road. No, that road. About there. Is that about the same sort of distance? Possibly. Let's see. That's not too unnatural, is it? I don't think. No, we'll go with that. That's fine. I'll take you away. And you can connect to there. Collision with what? Oh, that's better. There you go. I might as well upgrade you while I'm at it. There you go. Okay, so the 2 sides are connected by that. We'll probably want a similar thing over this side actually as well. But the other thing I want to do is make sure that passengers can connect from this side as well. So we're going to configure our station once again. And I'll just put in some platform here. Okay, that's as far as I can go. And I dare say I can't put... Oh, I can put a building on that. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I thought that was the final extent of the station. But it's obviously given me room to put a building on if I wanted to. Okay, so that's going to be the main entrance over there. That's fine. And we'll have a slightly less grand entrance on this side. Well, that's cool. And a bit more platform. I will look out for more platform variations. If you can suggest or recommend any for me to use, then please do. Be much appreciated. We'll get rid of all this. That will save me maintenance costs. I don't want to delete the entire station, thank you. Just these bits of platform. Okay, and we want to put in an underpass so that people actually... They will actually travel from here to there anyway by magic. But for aesthetic reasons, we'll actually put in an underpass here. Yeah, a stairway for them to go down. There are stairs on that side as well. In fact, I might as well put some stairs on there. There you go. So that's all covered. And do we have any canopies? Yes, we do. Put a canopy over here. So that's fine, and we'll get rid of all this stuff which I don't need anymore. Okay, so that's basically the station that we will start with, and you can see here why I opted to use the no cost mod to allow me to do all this demolition and building of this basic structure. Yeah, it's a bit of a cheat, but yeah, I can live with it if you can. And what we're going to do actually, I think, is in addition to this bridge, I will allow road traffic along here. Are you trying to connect to that bridge? Don't. Oh, can you not go under the bridge? Oh, that's disappointing. Never mind. Oh, you're... No, you look ugly there, don't you? So what I'm going to do is do this to get across there. What I'm also then going to do is use this wonderful by the plot mode. So I'm going to set this into squares, fairly large squares I think. What this will do is it will prevent the town building anything in this area. So that although the road's there, the town won't build anything, so it will be free then for me to expand into as and when this station grows. So that's that side cut off, and I might want to do the same over here as well. In fact, if I just look at my map, I am going to want to send passenger services quite soon to Manila, so we're going to want to run track out of there. So I'm thinking we're going to get rid of all this, I'm afraid. Yeah, all that can go. And we're actually going to demolish more of the town. And we'll put in some track to start with, so I can sort of see the lay of the land. So you're going out to Manila. You'll probably want to be fairly straight up to about there. Okay. And also along... Oh, if I do it this way, I've got to get rid of those posts, haven't I? Those markers. Okay, can I send these tracks out this way? And we want people to get across here. So let's put that road back. That works. I think we may revisit this in a moment. I was hoping to have sort of one area of, like say here, of depots, 2 or 3 depots, which would feed all these lines. But I'm actually going to do it in a slightly different way here. Now, perhaps maybe I've put the rails over on the wrong platforms here, looking at this. Actually, I think I probably have. Right, bear with me a second. I am going to reconfigure this station somewhat, just to make my depots a little bit easier to manage. Okay, I'll be right back with you. Okay, so this is the reconfigured Ajaxpost Central Station, and you'll see why I want to do this in a moment. But let's put our track going out of the city back into place. That's good. And across here. Can we get under that bridge? Don't. Oh, no, it's these by the plot things it's complaining about. That's fine. So, we'll probably want to get rid of you and you, and it was a bit early putting those in. Let's put our track back in. That is splendid. I'll put those plot markers in again. I think that's okay. And why I wanted to do it that way is because my plan for the depots here is to have them actually outside the station. So here on the industrial side, so we're going to need to get rid of you. And you, and you. Yeah, that was a good plan. I'm going to have to redesign this again, aren't I? Put our depots out here. Whoops. Like so. Line them up with that. So they're part of the station. Like so. And for trains going to the other side of the hub, we'll have a depot on this side, like so. That is excellent, and we'll connect that to these tracks here and make you a double slip. Okay, and likewise over here, this road, and do that again. I think that's okay. Can we actually put that road back in? I think... Oh, it does! Okay, I'm a little bit surprised, but it's okay with that. Okay, we probably ought to put some signals in on that rail, just to make sure. I'm going to have to get used, because I'm not using the British driving on the left model here, so I'm going to have to remember to put my signals on the other side of the railway track. That's that way, and on the other one, I will put you there. That will do. let's get back to creating our first route. Got two towns nearby, Manila and Turpan, and Turpan will lead into Yerevan. So Yerevan will not have a direct link to Manila. It will actually be on the same line as Turpan, so that will be one route. But anyone going from these two cities or towns to get to Manila will have to stop off and change trains at Ajaxpost. It's a perfectly sensible solution to every rail network design system. Turpan, you're not a very large town, 676. Okay, but we're going to do it anyway. We'll take you away. And what I'll do is we'll put a small station in here to start with, and then I'll turn the no cost mode off, and I'll then continue development on towards Yerevan and onwards, paying the full cost of the demolitions and everything as you would do normally. So that, I think, will work, that sort of angle. Or do I want it? Yeah, we'll do it that angle, I think. Connect to that bit of road. Oh no, we'll come out here actually. Then I can do that to connect that road to the station, and then also connect out to there. That's good. So it just hopefully yes. That's a fairly good coverage of the town. We'll need to put buses in and stuff as well, I think. Okay, so that is Turpan Station. And build tracks. If I turn parallel tracks on, will it work? Okay, it's a nice curve. It could be better if I wasn't going quite so straight out of... Actually, can I take you back? And if I connect you up to there, it's a little bit faster. Yeah, a little bit I'm a little bit happier with that. That's cool. Do you know what? I'm going to leave that as my no cost start. We'll put a first train on that line, and then I'll turn the no cost mode off, and we'll carry on building from there. So let's get our first line. Ajaxpost Central to Turpan. So Ajaxpost to Turpan is the name of this particular line at the moment. I may change it when we get onto Yerevan. So I need some sort of crossing, don't I? So we can... Don't do that. That's better. So we can do proper dual track operation. And at this end we'll do the same thing. If I can find the switch point. Ah, there you are. That is good. And some signals. We've got you there already. We probably don't need many, to be honest, but I'll turn on auto signal. Take down to 350. It's a number I like, no particularly good reason. But there you are. Yeah, that will do. Oh, it needs to be one way, but I'll change those in a moment. And we need one on entrance to the switch here. And going back in the other direction. Something like that. That's good. And that's a signal on the depot track, so that needs to be, as it were, dual directional. Okay, we've got the route, we need a train. You'll come out of this depot. So these are some of the mods I've installed, and again, these will all be listed in my collection on Steam, a link for which will be in the description below. So it's a fairly short route, so I don't think we need great speed. And I think the fastest we've got here, 40, that is quite fast. I think the fastest generally is 37. Yeah, the 400 and the 600. Yeah, they go at 37. I think we could stick with 31 actually on this shorter route. How powerful are you though? You're not very powerful, you guys, are you? Let's see. Kea Railway number 2. We'll add you. And what wagons do we have for passengers? We'll have a first class carriage, obviously. And a couple of these. That's 18. Let's see how much business we do to start with. And then I'll think about adding more trains or longer trains on there. So we'll buy one of you. And we'll put you on that route there. And I will now save the game and reload it with the no cost mod turned off. So here we are back in, and as you can see I now have a mere 10 million in the bank, and we shall start incurring costs as our train starts running. Are you going to come out? Looking very dainty indeed. Sweet. So he will carry on doing his business, and I will set up our next station in Manila and put the tracks in, and I'll rejoin you when that has been completed. Okay, so I think that's pretty much how I want it to start off. So we have got our new station now in Manila, which is called Manila. That's good. Do I want an entrance on this side? Yeah, let's put one in just to make sure we cover as much of the town without me needing to actually put bus routes in. So let's configure you. We can put some steps on this side. There. Okay. And then we can add a little bit of road. You can go like so. You cover pretty much the whole town. I'm happy with that. As you can see with Ajaxpost Central, I have sort of painted the ground, so it's all more. I've reserved this. I've spent the money. I've made the capital investment and bought this huge plot of land for my use, and I put these plot markers around the roads, which should prevent the AI trying to build roads and then buildings within my reserved area. Now, I did, as you may have seen in that little sort of speed build thing section, I was putting some more along here, but I thought that's okay They could build houses or offices or somewhere along there next to the station. That's fine. As long as they don't start building within the station grounds. I think I've covered that now. So I've put blocks on these roads here so that they can't build across there. Even if they wanted to, they can't. I think that should be all right. If they build out here, then I will have to spend money to demolish that. That's fair enough. That's par for the course. So let's buy another vehicle then for this. And we will go for a faster one that goes at 37 miles an hour. I want something reasonably powerful. Yep, so we've got those which have 167 power. I'm going to go for the 194, see if that will do what I want it to do in terms of taking the number of passengers. So we can actually use a faster wagon. These are all 31. I want to make use of the locomotive speed, so we'll use these. They are Russian as opposed to Japanese, but you know, but that's fine. You're a mediocre performance, even with 2 of these wagons on. Oof. That is 22 capacity. That's okay. I think we'll probably need 2 trains on here, won't we? We'll put 1 in to start with. There you go. And I actually need to create a new line for you, don't I? So the new line from Ajaxpost. I need to go there and say new line. That's it. From Ajaxpost to Manila. You're doing... What's your problem, mate? What is your problem? Train 1 has a problem. Why does train 1 have a problem? Huh? No path? What do you mean, no path? Is there a gap in the track somewhere? Oh, I've put it on the... Oh, I've put it on the wrong line. I've changed it to the other line. Oh, that was clumsy of me, wasn't it? So train 1. No, you're definitely still on that line there. It's the other train. That's better. It's the other train. I'll get the game running, and I will rename this line. So there he is, off on his way. Magnificent. Okay, so that will do for now. I think we've set the map up. We've got our basic first station running. Oh, we're about to arrive here. You're not covering a great deal of the town, are you? I probably want a bus route in there. I will do that off camera. But is there anybody here who wants to go anywhere? No. Not a good... Oh, I'm seeing people. Did I see... No, that's birds. I thought Oh, this needs to be connected. Okay, let's connect you. That's better. Oh, that's much better. Good. We should find some passengers then eventually wanting to go somewhere. Okay, this is not a good start, but we've got everything in place. Now, for the next episode, we will start generating money by putting in our first freight line. So you've got that to look forward to. But that, I think, is it for now for this very first episode of... I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call this series yet. Anyway, this very first episode in a new series of Transport Fever 2. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be great to hear from you. A little bit of a like would be lovely. Even better, if you've got any thoughts about what I'm doing with the game, the idea of the game itself, or if you've got any ideas for what we could name things. If you feel like having an industry or a train or a station named after you, then please do let me know. Just drop a note into the comments box below. That would be awesome. Other than that, of course, if you've not already subscribed to the channel... Oh, that looks... There's somebody waiting. I'm sure there was. They just missed the train. Yes, if you've not already subscribed, you could do that now by clicking that little button down below somewhere. And that way you'll know when I upload another one of these or any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Transport Fever 2, until next time, bye-bye for now.